On today's show, a look at Durham College's sports program. Several teams are getting ready for a bright new season, and we talk to everyone involved in Durham College athletics. Hi once again, everybody. I'm Roger Lajoie, and welcome to Volume 2, Edition 4 of Goal Line. Nice to be with you once again. A little later on today's show, we'll be checking in the boxing card that was held recently at the McLaughlin Armories. The Motor City Boxing Club doing a lot to bring boxing back to Oshawa. A lot of excitement at that card, and we took our cameras down to check in the action. But first, a look at our good friends at Durham College. Very busy time of year at Durham College, of course. The new academic school year started in September, and a new school year means a new full season of Durham College sports as well. You know, the Durham College Athletic Department is a very important part of our show here on Goal Line. Assistant Athletic Director Ken Babcock is a frequent contributor to our show, and we thought we'd take some time this week to really check out this year's action. And listen, if you're thinking and looking for a good place to go and spend a good night and watch some great sports, head on down to Durham College. You can get a season's pass for just $10 to check out all the great teams. Well, the new season, of course, has started because the new academic school year has started, so we had a chance to catch up with all of the Durham College coaches and Ken Babcock as they came down and visited us here at our studios.
Hi, I'm Gary POLONSKY, President of Durham College, and I'd like to welcome you to the Durham College preseason kickoff here on Goal Line. The college is very grateful to Rogers Cable TV for the outstanding coverage it has provided for our sports over the past 2 years. If you've had a chance to see us on TV but not live, why not come on down and pick us up live? And I think you'll be amazed at the high caliber of ball in all of our sports: volleyball, basketball, soccer, basketball, all of our intervarsity sports. Bring your kids. I bring mine. I even bring my grandchild from time to time when he's in town, and it's a real hoot. Lots of life, 700, 800, 900 fans in the stands often. I think you'll find it's a great way to spend an evening. So come on down and see us live, as I say, but if you can't see us live, by all means, catch us on Rogers Cable TV. Thank you.
With Dave Stewart, the Durham College Athletic Director. Dave, I know you're very, very proud of what's been accomplished at Durham College sports over the years, but in particular I'd like to ask you about the scholarship angle, which is something relatively new, and I know something that the college is very involved in and a lot of work has gone into.
Roger, we started our athletic scholarship program at Durham College about 6 years ago. We felt there was a real need for our student athletes at Durham College to receive some financial assistance. They oftentimes, because of their involvement in the academic programs that they have at the college, don't have an opportunity to have a part-time job. We felt the athletic scholarship program would give them that extra kind of income to subsidize some of the additional costs of going to school. It also has served in the capacity of assisting us in recruiting great student athletes to come to Durham. And it's been a bonus for us, and we offer probably in the neighborhood of about 28 scholarships a year. One of the things that we do is make sure that the first priority that the students have is they must attend class, they must pass all of their courses, and then if they're a member of the intercollegiate team, let's take men's soccer for example, then they would qualify for one of our scholarships. And that academic follow-up is done by some of our academic advisors. And this year we were fortunate enough to get a full-time person on staff to monitor all of that. So the bottom line at Durham College, at least in the athletic department for scholarships, is that you must pass, and if you don't pass, you don't get to play sports, and you don't qualify for any scholarship money.
A student comes to you, or a student's family comes to you and says, Mr. Stewart, I'd like to know why it would be a good idea for me to be a student athlete at Durham College. And you notice I say student athlete, not an athlete at Durham College. Give us your response to that.
Well, when a parent approaches me or the athletic department in regards to that, we emphasize academics first. We think in the way the economy is today, the young man or the young lady must obtain a diploma. The whole idea of going to school is to go to class, is to stay in tune with what the program content is and to work hard at their academics. The athletic end of it is really the bonus. If you go to class and you attend, do all your assignments, and then you have an opportunity to compete in our intercollegiate program, and there are some real bonuses there. We're very proud of our athletic program, but the main thrust when we're talking to parents of prospective student athletes is academics first, and then athletics will fall into line, and you have to combine those. We're really looking forward to this season, and I guess I've been saying that for the last 20 years, but this each year the coaches get excited about it because they've worked hard at recruiting all year. We've got some exciting new people coming into the college this year as student athletes. We've got a lot of great returning athletes. Our recruiting year has been fantastic. We're really looking forward to it. And I'd just like to invite all the fans out there to come up and take a look at what we have to offer, because I think they'll find it's a great family evening, and the sports that we offer to the community is quite exciting.
With Sandy Abram now from the Durham College volleyball team. Sandy, another season getting ready at the college. Tell us a little bit about the makeup of this year's team. Veteran team or a youthful team?
A lot of rookies this year. A lot of rookies. We've got about 4 or 5 returning players. Unfortunately, not the tall returning players, mostly. But we're gonna be a good defensive team. That's quite sure.
Sandy, size is an important part, I guess, of college volleyball, but when you don't have the height, you've got to compensate in other ways, I guess. Is there anything in particular from a coaching aspect you do differently when you have a shorter team?
Yeah, like I said, when you've got a shorter team, you have to really concentrate on the defensive aspect of the game. We're going to be working a lot with defensive drills, digging, lots of surfacey, that kind of thing to get these kids in shape. Yeah, key players. Darlene DeRitter is coming back, actually playing middle this year, third-year player. Kelly Moore is going to be our height in the middle this year. And 2 rookies from last year that are returning, Sam Langford and Joni Fisher. Definitely going to be key players out of power and middle. Yes, we've got a very impressive setter this year, Elaine. She's going to be, I think, a key element. Something that we kind of missed a little bit last year was a strong setter, and I think we can find that in her this year. It's going to be a long haul. It's going to be a tough season, but these kids want to work hard, and I know they're going to show us some good stuff.
You call it a rebuilding year, Sandy, in your opinion?
Yeah, more or less, yeah. We need some height. That's our biggest downfall right now, but defense is going to be the key.
And a coaching aspect from your personal views. Obviously, you enjoy working with the whole program and being part of the tradition once again.
It's a great program. I'm so glad to be helping out with you.
With Darlene DeRitter now from the Durham women's volleyball team. Darlene, thanks for joining us. I know you're looking forward to another season, but it's going to be hard to beat last year. Of course, you had such a successful season, losing to Seneca in the OCAA final. A younger team this time, but your third year back. What are your thoughts coming into the year?
It's the same. We've got a short team, but again, good defense with a short team. We have to work on that, getting the offense in, because that's important too while you play. We need the hits, we need the blocks. Without that, we're just going to be digging balls, but I think we'll be all right. I think I have to be the leader this year, a little more responsible. Last year I could follow a bit. This year I have to lead, but I think I'm ready for it, and we have a good team, so I know that we'll work as a group and not as individuals. If you're a happy team, like if you are able to go up and say, hey, how you doing, and you're friendly, then you'll do well. If you're always smiling, you're going to do fine, but if you're going to bicker, then no. So that's the first downfall. So we always had a group unit, like a very close team.
Durham has a great tradition of volleyball teams, no question about it. Stan March, and over the years there's been always great teams at Durham. It makes it, I don't know if it makes it difficult or not, but do you find that everyone's gearing up to play Durham, because you're obviously considered one of the stronger teams next to Seneca last year, #2 in Ontario. Do you like that when the other teams feel challenged when they're playing the Lady Wars?
Yeah, I like it, because the more challenge that we get, the better we play. We tend to play teams that aren't as challenging, then we tend to lower ourselves. But it's good that when people want us, because we know we're wanted, and we play a little harder. To get into the medals would be a good goal for me. I'm not one to have to win the gold. One, just to make sure we succeed, and if we're going to play, we play as hard as we can, win or lose, and that's fine with me. I've learned quite a bit from Stan, and I'm going to learn a lot from Sandy. I've learned a lot about fitness, let me tell you that right now. Never been any more fit than I have in the past 2 years. But we've got a good coaching staff, and I think that's going to be the key to our team's success.
Here with Lawrence Bishop now, the coach of the men's volleyball team at Durham College. Lawrence, second season coming up for you, of course. Tough season last year in your first campaign, but I'm sure you're looking forward to year two and the team improving again this year.
Definitely, Roger. We're looking for definite improvement over last year. Struggled a little bit last year, had many different personalities on the team. Did a lot of recruiting in the off-season, have some quality guys coming in, really looking forward to it. Yeah, well, we have some quality guys coming back this year, 4 returning players off last year's team. We have Frank Smecker from Dunbarton. He's a setter, won AAA OFSA for that team last year. Also Trevor Lomax from Clark in Orono. Setter won single A OFSA. And also we have Alvin Simons coming in. He's a starting power off the Jamaican national team. He was their team captain there for the past couple of years. Great player, supposed to be the best player in all of Jamaica, so we're really looking forward to having the opportunity to coach him this year. This year the goal is that everyone gels as a team. We've already started with our first fundraising opportunity. The guys are really optimistic. Very good group this year, and they're really getting the hang of each other. We're going to work on a lot of different things. The team this year, the team, we have a lot more depth this year, and that's one of the key things that I didn't have over last year's team. Guys that I feel comfortable with throwing out on the court at any time and giving it their all. I know that I'm going to get that out of these guys this year. With myself, last year, as you say, was a little bit of a struggle. I'm really keen on getting the maximum performance out of these guys, and I don't have to worry about any personal conflicts with some of the guys I may have played with in the past. It was a definite challenge having to deal with some of the guys that I played with last year, in my last year here at the college. They look at me as a friend still, obviously, and I had to change my hats and you know, use my authority as a coach and try to get the best performance out of them. It was a challenge last year, and now that we have all those guys out of the way, in my own team, I'm really looking forward to it. We're just going to take it this year a game at a time. Obviously, last year was a disappointment, not making it to the OCAA championships, especially in our own barn. This year we're looking at first of all making the championships, and then take it from there. We have a pretty good nucleus and a lot of quality guys this year, so we're very optimistic.
Here with Martin McDonald from the Durham Lords men's volleyball team. Martin, thanks for joining us. And you're a guy, of course, who's known some great success on the court at Durham College with the volleyball program, both team and individually. Last year, another outstanding year for you, but a tougher year for the team, Martin. Is that tough for you? Because volleyball is such a team game. Even though you're having an outstanding year, the team is maybe not having as good a year as you want. I know you wanted to be very, very badly in the OCA playoffs.
Yeah, it was a tough blow last year. You know, we didn't start off quite as well as what we thought we would, and we got to playing, and ended up getting into it at the end of the year, and that was tough as well. But this year, hopefully, we'll be doing a little bit better and working at it. Oh, definitely. There's always room for improvement. I think with everybody, like even the professionals, I think every game you improve more, every practice you improve more. Hopefully, I'm trying to improve my leadership skills, and hopefully, I'll be able to do that more this year. I don't think it was kind of hard last year with all the different, like Lawrence said, the different personalities on the team. It was hard to control them all. But this year we got a good group of guys, and everybody seems to be gelling well together, even though faces are new and everything. But everybody's gelling well together, getting along well. So hopefully it'll be an easier task this year. Feel very, very good. Did some off-season training, and the ankle is better. I would hope 100%, and the knees are a little bit sore, but that's always the same. Just getting ready back into the season, but hopefully, knock on wood, nothing will go wrong this year.
Personal goals for you, Martin. You've accomplished so much already, of course, an OCAA All-Star and great recognition in this league as a star player. Anything in particular that you want to accomplish yourself this year? I know you want the team to do well and get back into the OCAAs and perhaps win a medal, but personally, any goals for you in particular?
Well, you know, accolades are always nice, but I don't really go out to get accolades. I like to play with the team, make sure that the team's doing well, and if the awards come, then they come. But really, I would like to get an OCAA All-Star before I leave, or an OCAA medal before I leave.
Now, getting the medal, of course, is going to be difficult, but this year's team, of course, starting fresh with Lawrence having the team, as he said, that he really wants on the court. You feel confident you've got the guys around you that can rally this team and get back into the medal picture?
Yes, definitely. We've got some good returning players that started last year in the team. Some excellent recruits coming in from local high schools and from Brockville and different places like that. So they're looking really good. And even though, you know, it's hard to come in and practice and get used to everybody, but everybody seems to be gelling pretty well.
Final question for you. The Durham area high school volleyball program is considered to be very excellent because a lot of the Durham teams do extremely well, and they've been able to bring some good players into the program. How important do you think that is to Durham College? You've been here 4 years now, that fresh new blood comes in all the time. You've had the opportunity to play with some very good players over the years, but you know better than anybody, I guess, Martin, that as the years go on, you have to have that young talent coming in. Do you think the Durham system is able to do that and provide players for Durham College?
Yeah, I think they're doing well. I think it all starts in midget, in grade 9, and you bring the players up. And it's always best, I think, to have the same coach. When I played in high school, it was basically the same coach bringing us all the way through. And as long as you get them started at the young age, even in primary school, then it can only get better.
With Ernie Rainbow, the head coach of the women's Lady Lords basketball team. Thanks for joining us, Ernie. Second season coaching the women's basketball team, and the program, Ernie, after a few struggling seasons, to say the least, really appears to be turning around. You've got to be pleased with what's happened so far.
Yeah, the turnaround has started relatively quick. Last year with the acquisition of a couple of players that we had recruited, and now this year what we're looking at for final cuts in the next few days of a mature club coming in, a knowledge of the game, and I think we'll have a little more depth on the bench as we've not have had in the past.
Ernie, it obviously takes time to turn a program around, of course, and as I mentioned before, after several losing years and some very, very bad years, the team really came back, got around 500 last year. Things seem to go in the right direction. Now, how do you do that? Obviously, having yourself as coach is a great thing, but it takes a lot more than that. Tell us about the recruiting and what's gone into the rebuilding of this program.
I think it started more in the grassroots level than even to us right now. I think women's basketball down elementary all the way through up to high school is developing more skill-wise and with the type of coaches they have. When they come to us, it makes it a little easier now than it used to be in the past of recruiting. That there are talented ball players out there. We're able to get out to tournaments. The athletic department at the college has made great efforts of contacting players, high schools, their coaches, and having tournaments at the school as well to create awareness about our program and about our team as well. But yeah, there were a few lean years, but prior to those lean years, it was a successful program as well. Turning it around, the goal last year after the losing record was to make the playoffs. We made them. We came a half a way short of winning a bronze medal. This year the goal is to make the medals. But in the recruiting aspect of it, trying to focus that on the ball players, and in the discussions with the ball players, they can realize that hey, you're honest, you know where you want to go, and you're focused with the program, and you're able to do that.
Now, I mentioned Julie GOEDHUIS, of course, but tell us about some of the other players on the team. I know you still have some cuts to make, but maybe your top 2 or 3 players who you're counting on to get you into those medals.
Well, Julie, most definitely. We're trying to surround more of the team around her. This year, with some of the post players that we're able to pull in, we have some mature ball players coming in. Colleen Chawati, who played a year at Laurier, she'll be coming out to the point. Some more post players, a Heidi Wayne, a Melissa Jasbeck. Are mature type players and skill type players, whereby we'll be able to pull Julie out to the perimeter to shoot more than what we were able to do before, because we relied on her for the post moves, and this way it gives her a little more leeway and a little more opportunity to show off additional skills that she has. It's been fun, I guess rewarding. With the men's program back then, it kind of ran itself a great deal. This has been a little more work with some of the recruiting and building of the program. I enjoy this a lot more. I like the players. They're great to deal with. They listen to you. They do what you ask them to do, and all in all, it's been a lot of fun.
Here with Julie GOEDHUIS from the Durham Lady Lords women's basketball team. Thanks for joining us, Julie. You had a great year last year at Durham College. Maybe we can start by telling us what the experience was like for you. I know you came from Smith Falls to come here. You had an outstanding year on the court, but tell us what life was like at Durham College for you.
It was good. Good competitive ball league. Met a lot of people. It made me want to do good.
You certainly did do good on the court. You had an outstanding year, Julie, all-Canadian status and all that. You accomplished so much on an individual basis, and the team you brought helped bring the team up to a 500 record. But I got the feeling that the team and yourself maybe felt you could have done even better last year.
I was hoping we could have taken it a little farther. The team, I contributed to the team, but I was hoping we could do a little better. So I'm hoping this year we'll have more an all-around contribution from everybody. The prize, that's one of the main reasons why I came to Durham, was I was hoping to make a difference in the program and to know that I helped get us there kind of thing. It was nice.
There's no question you helped the team get there. Now, all-Canadian status and all that's tremendous. I know you were a high school star, and so you were used to the accolades. When you came to the college and you first started playing the first couple of games and you saw the quicker tempo and the quicker pace, obviously you adjusted to it very quickly. What were your thoughts in those first couple of games?
I was taken aback a little bit. My teams throughout high school and the traveling OBA, I always played really competitive ball throughout the year, so I don't know, it was all right. I adjusted quick because I was used to that sort of ball. Yeah, we do have a lot of good ball players coming in. It's going to be hard starting over again because last year was supposed to be our building year and we were going to go from there. So I just hope that we can gel together enough and hopefully go for the gold this year. That's what I'm hoping. I'd like to do it all over again. I'd like to, go for the repeat. Individual goals I'd like to try and bring the team all together. I'd like to get a bigger contribution from everybody, not just myself.
Do you really feel you're the leader of this team, Julie? It's obvious based on your stats that everyone's got to be looking up to you, but you're comfortable with that role? Do you want to be seen as the person the team is really building around?
I'm comfortable with the role. I don't want to be seen as the team. I want people to come out to see all of us, not just to see me play, or I don't want people just to talk about me. I want them to talk about everybody. So I'm hoping to bring everybody into the spectrum.
Good attitude. Final question for you now. You talked about wanting to win the gold, and of course getting a medal would be the ultimate for you. Do you think the team has enough confidence in it? Obviously, they've come so far so quickly, really, in 1 year, basically. Do you think this year you may be ready to really take a serious stab at a medal, whether it's a gold, silver, or bronze?
Yeah, I think we got a good chance of taking one of them. I'm hoping it'll be gold, but we've got the attitude on the team that will at least be a qualifier.
Terrific. Thank you. Gord Wallace, assistant coach of the Durham Lords men's basketball team, joins us now. Gord, thanks for joining us. Third season as assistant coach of the team. Gord, your thoughts heading into this season? Here's a team that has always been very, very competitive, but really last year looked like it was ready to take that next step. Where are they this year?
Well, this year we're a lot more mature. We've only got 3 players on our team this year that played high school ball last year. That means everybody, if they didn't play for our team last year, they played for another post-secondary school institution. So I think we've got a lot more maturity this year. So I think that when it comes down to the end of the season, we have what it takes as far as maturity to actually win.
It's been a building process, obviously, with the men's team going from Tier 2 to Tier 1. A bit of an adjustment process, obviously, but this Durham team looks very, very comfortable at Tier 1 now, it looks like. Do you feel this is a year the team can really do some serious damage? They've always been very, very competitive, but this year, do you think this is a chance that, especially that it's a veteran team, they've really got a good crack at doing something?
Well, I think that we do have a very good chance of doing that. The problem is that all the other teams are very competitive as well, and what happens is you play a full season and you finish first, second, or third, you go into the LCAA finals and you win or lose a game by 2 points. We're not going to, even in the finals, if we are in the finals, we won't win by more than 10, we won't lose by more than 5, and that's the way it goes. It all comes down to one day, a couple hours in one day. We've got a new center he played at the University College of Cape Breton last year, John Tate, and again, he's a mature player. He's very big and he's going to get a lot of rebounds, so we've got that area covered. And we've got, for guards, we've got Kenrick Hopkinson, of course, who played point guard for us last year in the second half of the season. He's injured right now, but I hope he'll be ready to go in November. And
you'll be talking to Pat Johnson soon. Of course, he's probably one of our, well, he probably is our best defensive player as well as playmaker. Well, it's going to be a combination of that. It's going to be a team that takes good shots. It's going to be, like I said, a mature team that's going to take good shots, and a mature team that's going to play mature defense. And other than that, I think you have to add about a lot of luck onto that, and maybe we'll do okay.
With Patrick Johnson of the Durham Lords men's basketball team. Patrick, thanks for joining us. Of course, last year now, coming off a bronze medal at the OCAA Championships, and a great year for you, and being a member of the All-Star team. Kind of a tough act to follow, but I get the feeling that this year's team feels it can do just as well.
I think so. You know, winning the bronze medal last year was really great. It was kind of a disappointment to some of the players because we felt we could have, you know, possibly challenged for the gold medal, but, you know, that's the way it goes. We were really happy to come home with the bronze medal, and really about it. Well, I played half a semester at Canada with Kerry Vincent, so I had a bit of a background in basketball there, well, college basketball. Coming to Durham last year was good. You know, we played with some pretty good players. A couple players gelled well from last year's Durham team. A couple players from Canada came down, and it was really good. This year's team looks really good. We got some players like John Tate, who came from Cape Breton. Really good player, good rebounder, good shooter, sort of an all-around player. Kenrick Hopkins, you know, he's one of the best point guards I've ever played with. It's just too bad right now that he's injured, but hopefully, you know, come November, he'll be ready to play. We picked up from Centennial, we picked up Rafer, who is the OCAA scoring leader in the East Division. You know, we got the biggest problem this year is going to be playing time for a lot of guys. Looking at it right now, we have a couple injuries, but we got, you know, 2 backup point guards, and it's working out pretty well. Hopefully when they come back, you know, they'll put a bit of pressure on us who are playing point guard, and it'll just elevate everybody's play. Well, my goals are just to really just be a team player. You know, last year I think I was a pretty good team player, but this year I just want to elevate that play, you know. Maybe score a little more on offense, a little more on, you know, get a little more steals, more rebounds, you know, up my defense, and see where I can go from there. Well, I'm really excited about that. Playing at home obviously is really great, you know. The fans in Durham region are really great. They come out, they really support us, and hopefully, you know, we can hopefully bring back a gold medal for them.
Well, my thanks as always to the great folks at Durham College for that report, and Ken Babcock in particular, the college's assistant athletic director and a regular contributor here on Goal Line. Thanks very much, guys, and we look forward to seeing the Durham College crowd down many times this year. We apologize to the folks at the Motor City Boxing Club. Due to the length of our Durham interviews today, we were unable to bring you highlights from that recent card, but the Young Guns card, once again, will be Saturday at 1:30 here on Rogers Community 10, and we will show you a little bit of that action as well next week on Goal Line. While today's bottom line concerns strikes, lockouts, call them what you want. Bottom line is there is no sports going on right now, or very little sports. There's a strike in hockey, so there's no hockey. There's no baseball, and probably come November, there'll be no basketball. Is that true? No, it's not. There's no pro baseball, there's no pro hockey, and there'll probably be no pro basketball. But that doesn't mean the sports scene isn't alive and well. Durham College, for instance, has basketball and baseball going, and a lot of other great sports. And while there's no hockey at Durham, there's a lot of minor and amateur hockey going on all over the place. And one positive thing about pro sports shutting itself down, as they seem to have done this winter, and of course we're all going to miss the pro sports, and the rotisserie league players, like me, really miss it. While we miss it, one positive thing about it is that amateur athletics now moves to center stage. They've always been center stage here on Goal Line, but one positive benefit is now perhaps amateur sports will get the recognition it so richly deserves in other media. Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks very much for watching. Be sure to join us next week when the Fans' Barb DiGiulio joins me. That's right, Sports Radio The Fans' Barb DiGiulio, one of the few female sportscasters around. We took our Goal Line cameras down to the Fans' studios for a behind-the-scenes look at Barb and the way the fan works. I'm sure you'll enjoy that interview. And we'll also check in at the Big Brothers 3-on-3 Street Hockey Challenge that was sponsored by the Oshawa Whitby Clarington This Week newspaper recently. Our Goal Line cameras went down there and checked out the action from that fun day. We'll see you next time. I'm Roger Lajoie. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time on Goal Line.